Для начала предисловие по-русски, пожалуйста, игнорируйте этот стрим. Мне просто удобнее так записывать видеоблог на английском языке, как меня сегодня попросили на ассамблее. Что касается... today at the General Assembly, some guys mentioned that people abroad want to know what's happening in Occupy Moscow and wanted some updates in English. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So first of all, right now I'm at the occupied Svitnoy camp. The first, it's probably one of the only camps that staying overnight right now in Moscow. There are very little people here, but we are gonna restore it. I think this or that way. Yesterday's march, while it was grand, did not show any continuous protest afterwards. But today we saw a new surge of protests when one of the top internal affairs official, Bastrikin, was accused of harassing journalists and was accused of harassing journalists, basic and threatening their lives. What we actually did.
Что ты меня
Я
снимаешь?
вас не снимаю, вас я не снимаю, себя снимаю.
Где? Покажи
Вот.
мне, только так ты снимал.
Себя я снимаю, себя. Okay, so sorry for these problems so this guy was accused of harassing journalists, just basically driving into the forest and threatening their lives right there.
Да отключи, не надо снимать.
Я вас не снимаю, себя
Ё-моё,
снимаю.
не надо
So
снимать.
what happened then? Journalists decided to put up solitary picket. Solitary picket is one person standing with the sign, which is the
О май гад.
only form of not which is the only usable form of protest that is not approved by that does not require approval, unlike any other actions. Journalists put up their signs at the prosecution committee, which is the office of this guy called Bastrikin. And this person, he did not react to the accusations, but the police did react. They arrested several journalists. After that, they just stayed at a big distance from each other, so that was not be qualified as a mass protest action, and no arrests would follow. They stood there. At the same time, Sergei Udaltsov, our left radical leader, emerged from the building where he was interrogated on the events of the May 6th, where there were clashes with the police. As you probably know, there are 13 people arrested in Moscow right now, and Sergei Udaltsov urged us to occupy this prosecution committee not 24/7, but at least every evening. Just walking there would be some pressure on this repression system, which is being compared to Stalin's repressions during the past few days. What happened next is that many journalists appeared, many activists. There were also journalists who worked there, who just filmed those who stood with pickets. They were from our basically non-government media, which is vaguely represented at our media market, but it's the one of the only reliable sources of information. What they did, they just stood there with signs which told that Pastrikin should probably go to the forest himself, and that these methods are inappropriate, and that this situation is not going to be tolerated by the journalistic community, and the journalist community really showed their solidarity today, and that was great. So the action probably continue until Bastrikin at least comments on those accusations. What we did next, we visited the General Assembly. The Moscow General Assembly, which was not that numerous, there were up to 30 people there, because it was raining heavily, but nevertheless we gathered and we decided to move our assembly to this Occupy camp. And secondly, we decided to coordinate with some democratic and leftist political parties on our vote of non-confidence to the organizational committee of the rallies, which basically usurps the stage and does not allow Occupy activists, union activists to be represented, to be participate. Если повторяю примерно то, что я вам говорил. The other no decision, but an announcement was that we are going to have several initiatives. First of all, it will be a school of citizen journalism where people will be taught how to write articles on great social issues. Then we are gonna have we're gonna have some headquarters on helping those political convicts. As I've said before, we have 13 people arrested. We have 13 people arrested now, and these guys need our help. They need good lawyers. They need publicity. They need direct action, and we are gonna do something just to help those guys. Another thing is gonna be organizing free lectures. As far as you know, as you probably know, there is a law, a federal law, which basically makes our education paid, including primary and secondary education. There will be left just very few unpaid subjects, and most of the curriculum is going to be paid. We will do something about that, and basically we'll organize free lectures. We'll organize free lectures in Japanese, we'll organize free lectures in some other subjects. Just anyone who can teach will do that. That's our activities, which are gonna be started in a couple of days. And right now we are still occupying the prosecution committee and having a few camps in Moscow. That's I think that these arrests and other repressions are gonna cause another upsurge in the protest movement, and I hope that we will prevail at last, and probably in a few months Putin will finally leave his post and Russia shall be free. That's the end of the news update for June 13th. See you tomorrow.